A car rammed into a power substation in Boulder City, roughly 25 miles southeast of Las Vegas. Behind the wheel was a 23-year-old young man. Dawson Maloney, a resident of New York, was identified as the driver. He smashed his silver Nissan Sentra through a locked fence at the power substation. He had been reported missing and was found dead at the scene. Police also found his car stopped against large industrial wire reels. According to a 911 call Boulder City Dispatch received around 10 in the morning, Boulder City Police Chief Timothy Shea said there is no evidence of major damage to critical infrastructure and no service disruptions. Was it an accident, or was it a part of a larger conspiracy? The motive behind the ramming is still unknown. Las Vegas police said they're investigating the incident as a terrorism-related event. At the moment, there is no threat to the public, Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department Sheriff Kevin McMahill said during a news conference. Police said Maloney had communicated with family before the crash, telling them he was going to commit an act that would place him on the news. He referred to himself as a terrorist in a message sent to his mother, according to police. Authorities also found explosive materials and multiple books related to extremist ideologies in Maloney's hotel room. The books included ones about right and left-wing extremism, environmental extremism, white supremacism, and anti-government ideology. 2 shotguns, an assault rifle-style pistol, and flamethrowers were also found in his rental car. Maloney was also wearing what police describe as soft body armor. Maloney is listed as a student at Albany Law School in the class of 2027. He was also an honors student for multiple semesters at Siena University, located in New York. Authorities said Maloney's conversations and travel history are still being investigated.
All right, good afternoon. I'm Sheriff Kevin McMahill with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. With me today is Chief Timothy Shea of the Boulder City Police Department and our Special Agent in charge of the local FBI office, Christopher Delzato. We're here to provide information regarding a critical incident that started last night at an LA Department of Water and Power facility located near Boulder City. First and foremost, I'd like to make sure that our communities all understand that there is no ongoing threat at this time. At approximately 10 a.m., Boulder City Police Dispatch received a 911 call reporting a vehicle crash through a secured gate at the power substation. The caller indicated that the driver appeared deceased and that gunshots had been heard after the crash. Boulder City police officers immediately responded to the scene. The driver of this vehicle is identified as 23-year-old Dawson Maloney of Albany, New York. Here's a brief video of that vehicle crashing through the gate. You'll see on the monitor to my left, you'll see the vehicle approach. Now the second video you'll watch from the right, you'll see the vehicle crash right through the gate into the power facility. At approximately 1 p.m., LVMPD was notified and our counterterrorism section responded to assist. Upon arrival, officers observed, obviously, the broken perimeter fence, consistent with the vehicle being intentionally driven through it, a debris field leading to the silver Nissan Sentra bearing New York license plates. The vehicle was stopped against large industrial wire reels, as you can see in the photograph to my left. And as they got closer, they observed a deceased male subject in the driver's seat with an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. The subject was also holding a shotgun. You'll notice at the in that previous picture, there's a gunshot through the windshield of the vehicle as well. The officers were also able to observe multiple firearms visible inside of the vehicle. In coordination with the Albany Police Department, we learned that the suspect had recently been reported missing out of New York and that he had communicated with family members just prior to this incident. The suspect had made multiple statements referencing self-harm and alluding to committing an act that would place him, quote, on the news, unquote. In a message to his mother, the suspect referred to himself as a dead terrorist son and stated he felt he had an obligation to carry out his act. We also confirmed through the license plate reader data that the suspect traveled from New York to Nevada in a rental vehicle. You see that LPR data on the screen to my left. Currently, LVMPD Counterterrorism and FBI Las Vegas have been working through the night to advance this investigation. Electronic search warrants were executed on the suspect vehicle. A search warrant was also completed at the El Rancho Boulder Hotel where the suspect had been staying. Our Armor Task Force systematically cleared the vehicle for secondary threats. Given the location and the materials discovered, this incident was treated as a terrorism-related event. The evidence recovered, the search from the hotel room revealed multiple books. You'll see those on the screen to my left related to extremist ideologies, including right and left-wing extremism, environmental extremism, white supremacy, and anti-government ideology. We also recovered explosive materials and components to include thermite, ammonium nitrate, magnesium ribbon, metal pipes, and gasoline. The search from the rental vehicle revealed 2 shotguns, an AR-style pistol, numerous loaded AR magazines with .223 ammunition, a box of shotgun shells, 2 devices described as flamethrowers containing thermite material, a crowbar and a hatchet, and a cellular phone which is currently being forensically analyzed. Additionally, we discovered the suspect was wearing soft body armor at the time of this incident. These findings significantly elevate the seriousness of this incident. Over the past few years, we've responded to numerous counterterrorism-related events and evolving threat situations. Each time, our teams have done a remarkable job addressing the various issues. Homeland Security remains a top priority for me as your sheriff, and we'll continue to invest in the people, the technology, and the intelligence capability and partnership to stay ahead of this. I want to conclude my initial remarks by saying this is another coordinated, multi-agency investigation, and we're currently working very closely with our partners from the FBI and the Boulder City Police Department, as well as additional federal agencies. I'll now turn over the next part of the briefing to our FBI Special Agent in Charge, Christopher Delzato.
Thank you, Sheriff. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. This is still an active investigation. FBI Las Vegas is working with our colleagues at FBI Albany, but I want to provide as much information as I can at this point. So yesterday, February 19th, FBI Las Vegas personnel from our Joint Terrorism Task Force responded to the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power electrical substation located at 875 El Dorado Valley Drive in Boulder City, Nevada. The sheriff covered the specifics of the vehicle crash and the evidence recovered in Las Vegas, so I'd like to spend a little bit of time talking about some of the details, that evidence we recovered up in Albany. So in coordination with FBI Albany's state and local partners, 2 additional search warrants were executed in New York. Recovered from 1 Albany residence were electronics. Those electronics are currently being pulled for evidence. Recovered from an additional residence in Albany were several gun components needed to assemble a firearm, a 3D printer as well. Based on the information we've uncovered so far, we believe Mr. Maloney rented a car in Albany, as the sheriff mentioned, on February 12th and departed the area sometime around the 14th to drive across the country to Boulder City. Our partners at FBI Albany are the lead on this investigation, which is now focused on determining any additional information related to Mr. Maloney in this incident. They will be conducting additional interviews related to the investigation and will provide any necessary updates. We'd like to thank our law enforcement partners across the country for their incredible cooperation, including obviously Las Vegas Metro and the sheriff here, and assistance with this investigation. We'd also like to thank both the U.S. Attorney offices in the Northern District of New York as well as the District of Nevada. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Tim Shea. I'm the Chief of Boulder City Police Department, and I want to say we appreciate the partnerships and coordination that are evident in this case. I want to just point out that there's no indication of major damage to any of the critical infrastructure. There are also no known service interruptions, and the scene remains active investigation as it continues and the processing continues of the evidence. We also recognize the gravity of an armed individual intentionally breaching the power facility while in possession of incendiary components. Our responsibility is to identify threats early and act decisively and protect critical infrastructure. Because of the rapid response and coordination in law enforcement action, this incident was contained quickly. There is no continuing threat to the community. And I want to emphasize that the public can play a critical role in the protection of these critical investigations and structures by following the see something, say something guidance.